My name is Victoria Asfour, and I am a consultant in obstetrics and gynecology in London. It was the experience of pregnancy and motherhood itself that was such an incredibly amazing and overwhelming experience that made me think that this would be a very meaningful and purposeful and very important work to do in medicine. I had my first child shortly after medical school during my foundation years. That was around the time that I was choosing specialty training. And I feel that in obstetrics and gynecology, it has that third dimension, or even a fourth dimension, into medicine compared to other specialties. I mean, that's my opinion, where not only have the perspective of global health and inequalities and how those affect pregnancy, childbirth, and women generally, but also we get to touch people's lives in a way. We get to know people in a way that just doesn't happen in other specialties. People share very personal, sensitive, intimate information about themselves. And the symptoms that we deal with can be some of the most distressing symptoms a human being can have. For example, symptoms of urinary or fecal incontinence, problems with going to the toilet generally, problems with sexuality, just to name a few, that are make this specialty very different. The most rewarding part about my job is being able to help people with really complex problems, patients that have suffered for a long time with symptoms that are ongoing and a solution has not been found. For example, I had a patient that had that had come from outside London. She had traveled quite far to come and see us. And she had 10-year history of very distressing urinary symptoms. She spent most of her day and night in the toilet, needing to go and not being able to go and having pain as well. And I listened to her story very carefully, and I looked at all the many tests and treatments that she has tried before. And I said, let's look at your pelvic floor with the ultrasound and let's see what there is, to see if there's any answers there. And indeed I found, I diagnosed her problem, which then allowed her to go on and have treatment options to manage it. In fact, her scan was so interesting that we published it in the International Journal of Obstetrics of Urogynecology. And she was extremely grateful. And it felt so rewarding to be able to help her with a long-standing problem and solve the puzzle, the diagnostic enigma. I mean, I've always enjoyed problem solving, and at school I liked maths. So I do like that part of my job as well. I would say the patients value my honesty and the fact that I listen carefully to their story, to what's happened before, and try and explore together options that would be suitable for them in their individual situation in order to move forward in their care. And it could be that 2 or 3 or many different patients might have the same symptom, but every person is different, and the way the symptom affects different people is therefore different, and that makes all the difference in the care that we offer. So most of the women that I see come and share with me very personal, deeply distressing problems, whether to do with incontinence, including incontinence of urine or poo, or problems with the way they go to the toilet and needing to use their finger, or problems with sexuality. And it happens nearly in every clinic. At least one woman will say, I have never told anyone this before. Nobody else knows, not even my husband. I wouldn't tell you if it wasn't just you that I have this problem. And women often think that they are the only person that has ever had this suffering, this particular problem. Because the problem is so distressing, it seems unimaginable. There could be other humans suffering like this, and they may have, that they would have never heard of it, right? So I say, who have you told about this problem? You haven't told anybody, have you? You've just told me you've not told anyone. So everybody you know doesn't know about it, and they haven't heard about it. And there's a silence around this problem. You have to break the silence. And I really feel that the online community offers a solution, a platform in which for people that are isolated with these distressing problems, can be alone together. So people can can be alone together in a way. I mean, people will never, be very open about this problem, unlikely, but yes, we can be alone together.